Man, the reaction to this announcement is, by all current standards, mixed. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you love Super Smash Brothers, you're loving this announcement of the Ultimate Direct this Wednesday at 10 a.m. But if you're not that big into Smash, you're like, what the hell, Nintendo? Why are you giving us more Smash Brothers on top of what felt like an E3 dedicated to Super Smash Brothers? We'll talk about that in a little bit, but just to focus on, just so you guys know, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct is been announced by Nintendo. It was announced at EVO this year. I believe it was last night they announced it, and it is now for this Wednesday at August 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. All the times are there listed for all you globalists around the world. Howdy to you all. Thank you for watching this lovely video. And I'm going to give my predictions of what we might see in this Direct, and we all have our thoughts about this. So we'll go over the fighter stages, the online, which I think will be a big aspect of this Direct, some modes, and of course the single player, and what that will entail. So how am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to do 5 real fighters. I've used Real and Echo as 2 separate things. Real fighters are going to have their own move set. Some personal fighters, which I think have a great shot to get in this time around, or be announced at this Direct, to put it that way. Announcement. I don't think these are all guaranteed, but it has a great possibility to be in this Direct. And I'm just going to give 5 Echo fighters a chance as well. I think they might do either 1 real fighter, then 1 Echo, or they might just do all Echoes. Who knows what this Direct's going to be. But I'm super excited to see it. So I'll do 5 real, 5 Echo. We'll talk about the stages, because they're probably going to have some more stages for us. We're going to talk about the online modes, and then the single player as well. So there's a lot of stuff to go on. But it's kind of interesting. It is odd that Nintendo is going to focus squarely on Super Smash Bros. Yet again, and that tells me there's a lot they have to cover in this game to really get the information out there. And as you see from the tweet that was announced from Nintendo Versus, which is kind of like their Versus Evo type competitive account, Masahiro Sakurai will be giving the information for this. So that's super cool. Especially it's interesting, especially last week. Sakurai's Famitsu Comp talked about presentation. So this will be interesting. There's no time frame for how long this Direct will be. It could be 10, 15 minutes. I doubt it'll be any longer than that. Unless they want to just blow it out yet again. So who knows? So let's start, guys. Let's get into this. There's a lot of information we got to cover. So let's start about the fighters. So the first big fighter that I personally want to, in full disclosure, Super Smash Brothers is my second favorite franchise of all time for Nintendo. First being Legend of Zelda. So just to let you know, there's full disclosure there. I might be a little biased. I am super excited about this Direct. And because I want Banjo-Kazooie in the game. Banjo-Kazooie is probably the most requested character I know in the game. Ridley was first by far, but Ridley's in it now. Comes next is Banjo-Kazooie. He made his name on the N64. He has history with Nintendo. And the reason I think he has a great shot at being, because Nintendo and Microsoft have been buddy lately, it would not surprise me if Banjo-Kazooie make an appearance on Super Smash Brothers, have their own stage, and maybe even Xbox moves the Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie remakes onto the Switch. Who knows? They put Minecraft on there, and even people are saying Steve from Minecraft might be in Smash Bros., which is kind of odd if you really think about it. Steve from Minecraft in the game, which is really interesting. But I just think this is a very unique character. It's different. There's history there. I think Sakurai knows that. It was really big hit. It was really the competitor. When you think of the adventure games or action adventure games, just collectathons of those at those days, you always thought of Super Mario 64, Crash Bandicoot, and Banjo-Kazooie. Those 3 were like the top ones by far. And it was really interesting because Banjo-Kazooie just came out on the N64. It was a really success. I can play that game as many times as I want. Unfortunately, it's been stuck on the N64. They have the Rare replays, but since Rare was bought out by Xbox, I believe in the 2000s, and took all their IPs with them, it's kind of sad that they've been stuck on the Xbox. And also, Phil Spencer has been open to it before. It says, we would love Banjo and Kazooie on Smash. So who knows? Maybe the time is finally right. It's the Ultimate Edition. Bring Banjo-Kazooie back home on the Switch and the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Please, Sakurai, please. This is a personal choice. It's my number 1 choice. I know Waluigi ain't coming in, but I'll take Banjo. All right, next up, there's this. Now the rest of them have no specific order. It's just people who I think have the best likeliest, and I think Crash Bandicoot has another likely chance. Now, why is that? Well, it would be pretty funny. I honestly, if Crash Bandicoot got into the Smash Brothers games over the PlayStation All Star games, where Crash has made his name for on the PlayStation, but seems to be doing much better on the Nintendo platforms, which is interesting. I mean, he always felt more at home for Nintendo type fans, so. And really, PlayStation has not done anything with him since his trilogy days, and then they just announced their re-release of his trilogy update, which was sold phenomenally well on PlayStation and even sold really well on Nintendo Switch. So that's a good sign. This one's been rumored for a while, so I don't know if this is likely, but it'd be pretty cool. It'd be a really shocking third-party character. I definitely think we'll see a third-party character come out, because we saw a first-party character at E3, so I would expect a third-party character to be shown, but we'll see. A couple more characters as we go. Maybe more Echo Fighters as well will be third party, but who knows? So let's go to the next character, which I'm excited to announce is King K. Rool. Yes, I truly believe that King K. Rool will be in the Smash Brothers. Sakurai seems to be listening to his fans. He's really trying to make this the best Super Smash Bros., really the ultimate edition, and that includes characters. So I know King K. Rool was high up on that list of the Smash Ballot a couple years ago. He's a villain, which helps in the villain category. It would make sense. He's a Donkey Kong villain. He could have his own move set. He's very unique, and he's a lot of history there. So I definitely see King K. Rool. I think this one has the probability of being the most announced one at this direct. I definitely think he has the best shot of getting in. And maybe an announcement of a new Donkey Kong Country game. Who knows? We'll see. But I just think King K. Rool could have a very unique moveset. He'd be very fun to play. Very heavy character like King Dedede, I think, and Ganondorf. Of course, I don't know, Ganondorf's changed, so I haven't played, just full disclosure, I have not played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate yet, so I don't know how any of the characters control. So I'm assuming Ganondorf's still heavy, but by the looks of it, he's not. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I think King K. Rool would be a very interesting topic. He could have his own little stage as well. Very, very cool. And now the most rumored character for Super Smash Bros. Is Simon Belmont from Castlevania. Yes, the most rumored character, I think, of this cycle of Super Smash Bros. Hype has been Simon Belmont. Konami seems to be very buddy-buddy with Nintendo lately. They got Snake back into Smash. Bomberman, did very well on the Switch. Konami seems to be trying to change its ways since that whole Kojima fiasco that happened a couple years ago. So I think Simon Belmont has the best opportunity to be in it. He has his new Netflix series, which is doing very, very well. And it would be really cool to see him in a Castlevania stage. It's funny because Castlevania gets so caught up with Metroid because they're kind of the same style. They call them Metroidvania games. So it'd be pretty cool if there was like a little CGI trailer talking about that. Simon Belmont, whips into shape or something like that. It'd be very, very cool to see that. And I think he would be probably a good surprise third-party character. There's always that out left field character, so it might be him. I mean, it's hard to say with this one. It is super, super hard with Simon Belmont. I've never played a Castlevania game, so I don't know how big he is. I mean, I know the Castlevania show did well, but I don't know if that... I only saw the first episode, so I'm not sure if it's focused on Simon or not. So we'll see. I think he's heavily rumored for the game, so we'll see. And the last real fighter I can see in this game is Hades. Yes, Hades from the Kid Icarus series. He is a villain. I think if Sakurai really wanted to make a big bad villain for the series, Hades could be it. He's a very unique bad guy villain. Sakurai actually worked on Hades before in the Kid Icarus Uprising, so there is some sort of a history with there. You gotta remember in the last Smash game, we got Palutena and Dark Pit as well in the game, so we might see another Kid Icarus character, and it also would help in the villain category again. King K. Rool and Hades would be great additions to the villain category, really up that, especially now that Ridley's in it. You can definitely see some villains are starting to come into this game, which is really, really cool. So that's all for the real fighters. I don't think we're going to get many real fighters in this game. I think these 5 would be perfect contenders. I mean, maybe not Crash, but definitely Banjo, King K. Rool, Simon, and Hades. That would just be a very cool. And each one have a unique moveset. I mean, you got Banjo with Kazooie with the Duck Hunt style. You got Crash, who could play like a Kid Icarus. You got King K. Rool, who's a very heavy character. Simon could be very fast, like a Shulk, or and Hades, who can just be a downright spellcaster. I mean, I've never played Kid Icarus Uprising. I haven't played that game. So I don't know how he would actually work, but I know Sakurai would make it work, which is very, very cool. So let's move on to the Echo Fighters. Yes, the Echo Fighters. The thing that was really the big announcement, I think, of the Direct was the announcement of Echo Fighters, which changes this fighting or roster, this roster prediction out the window. It really just throws it out the window because there's so many things they could do and so many Echo Fighters they could put in. They could put in 20 Echo Fighters, and now we can't really complain because they're labeled as Echo Fighters. They're different enough, but not different enough to be their own character, which makes perfect sense. Lucina and Dark Pit are too easily. Yeah, and people complain. I remember when Smash 4 came out and people saw Dark Pit and Lucina, like, they're just clones of these characters. Clones. Everyone hated clones. But now Echo Fighters just sounds so good. And it's super exciting that they actually did. So I'm going to give 5 Echo Fighters, and I'm going to tell you who they are and who are they going to probably echo off of. And I think there's a mix here, you know, I think it'd be good. There's some third party, there's some first party. So let's get to it. Our first Echo Fighter, which is probably the most rumored and probably most likely, Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, he is probably one of the other more requested Sega characters. I definitely see Shadow the Hedgehog in this game. I mean, his assist trophy has been removed and replaced by Knuckles. So that's kind of odd to me that they would do that if he wasn't going to be a fighter. So I definitely see Shadow coming in, and obviously his Echo would be Sonic the Hedgehog. And he would just be a little bit quicker, I think. Maybe more methodical. I think that would be the better word. He's fast as Sonic, but he does his own way, which is really, really cool. It could be has his Chaos Control powers, which could be his Final Smash, which is different enough to warrant Echo. I mean, I don't know how Daisy's gonna play either, so that'll be interesting to see for Shadow. I think. Radical Highway would be an awesome Sonic stage for Shadow. That'd be really, really cool. Fighting on the bridge, super cool. From Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that'd be really, really cool to see. Cause I think that was his best stage in that game was Radical Highway. I think that's what it was called, Radical Highway. It was dark with a bridge. I may not remember it, but I definitely remember it. Just don't know the name of it. So I think it was Radical Highway. So number 2 for the Echo Fighters, Dixie Kong. Yes, I believe if King K. Rool is announced here at this Direct, we'll see Dixie Kong announced as well. She's a lovable little Dixie Kong. You know, she's been around for years now in the Donkey Kong series. She's very lovable. And I think she will probably be an Echo Fighter, unfortunately, for Diddy Kong. They might change her up a little bit because she uses her hair a lot rather than her tail. But I'm sure they can work around it. It wouldn't be too hard to do it. And I think they'll just add another character to the Donkey Kong series because we really haven't had that much Donkey Kong representation since Brawl when Diddy Kong was announced. So I definitely see Dixie in this, and I hope she's changed a little bit more than what other ones are, but I would not complain if she's in the game at all. If she's just a Diddy Kong clone, perfect, awesome. That'd be perfect, you know. So that's awesome. That's all I can say. Is that I hope she's in it. I hope we actually get a tropical freeze stage, because that was a really fun game, and I think they really deserve a stage on there. So that's just my opinion of Dixie Kong. I'll tell you what, if King K. Rool's announced, she will be announced as Echo Fighter. Plain and simple this Wednesday. So we'll see. And our next big Echo Fighter, I'm saying Black Shadow for Captain Falcon. Yep. I think this guy will be an Echo Fighter. It helps in the villains category yet again, as we're trying to up the villain category. And he's not that hard. I mean, Captain Falcon needs some more representation. There's only one character for the whole series. I think Black Shadow would be it. It'd be really, really cool to see him. We haven't really seen an F-Zero game since the GameCube days. And it might gauge on how the excitement for F-Zero might be for Nintendo. So why not put him in? He could be just a clone of Captain Falcon, a true clone of Captain Falcon. Don't give him the Ganondorf moveset. Give him the Captain Falcon moveset. It'd be really, really cool to see him. Black Shadow just sounds like a cool name, and well, it'd be a perfect fit, I think, for an Echo Fighter. So I could definitely see him coming in the game as well. And now for a third-party Echo Fighter, which I mean, is not really exciting, but it's probably going to happen, unfortunately, and that's Ken from Street Fighter. He'll probably be Ryu's Echo Fire. When Ryu was announced, I was a little like, oh, that's interesting, and fighting a well-known fighting game mascot is now in Smash Brothers, which is very, very interesting to me that he's actually in the game, which is odd. I could see Ken coming in now as a Echo Fighter of Ryu, which is really, really cool to see. Not much to say here. He played just like Ryu. Not much different here, unfortunately. I mean, they're doing those special things with Ryu. Just move him over to Ken as an Echo Fighter. Fine by me. And probably one of the other requested Echo Fighters, which I think she really needs her day in the spotlight. She's been around for far too long, and she's a badass. And that's Impa from Legend of Zelda series. I can't believe she's not in the game yet. I really cannot see why she's not in the game. If anything, she should be her own character, but unfortunately, I don't think they're going to go that route. They're probably going to make her an Echo Fighter of Sheik, which really does suck. But I think once they separate Sheik and Zelda from each other, Impa's chances were almost dead in the water. But luckily, with the Echo Fighters, it gives her a shot to be back in it. I definitely think they need to go with the Hyrule Warriors aspect of Impa. Skyward Sword just didn't really fit with me, just didn't really feel like Impa, where this one definitely does in Hyrule Warriors. So they could give her the staff, or her giant sword. They could do a lot with her, or just make her really, really fast like Sheik. Like I said, Echo Fighter. Not much to say with this character. I think she'd be perfect in this game. It gives another Legend of Zelda rep. Even though there's like tons of Legend of Zelda reps now that young Link is back and Zelda and Sheik are their own characters. There's a lot there now. There's a lot of Zelda characters, so maybe not, but we'll see. And so that includes my fighter portion of this video. I think that's 10 fighters they could show off. I doubt they're going to show all 10, but I could see one or two of these being on that list, either Echo or real fighters. So that should be interesting. So I think that will take probably about 1/3 of the direct, in my opinion, and no, 1/4 of the direct will be focused on fighters, I think. And then they're probably going to move on to stages, kind of like they did with the E3 Direct. And I think they're finally going to announce almost every stage will be back in this game. I think, according to Game Explain, there's a total of 85 stages they have found within the trailers and what they've announced so far. So 85 stages they've announced, or they have shown. They haven't even really announced these stages, they've just shown off. And that's a lot of stages. And I think there's only missing like 22 stages overall. So who knows how they're going to go about this, but I could definitely see every stage coming back. It's going to be super, super exciting, and I think they're going to remaster all of them. I think they're really going to build them from the ground up, and I believe in my heart that the number one stage they're going to show off is Fountain of Dreams, because it is such a beautiful stage. Yes, it's a glorified battlefield, but it's so powerful, I think, just because of how different it is. It was a great stage for Melee, and I think if they want to get the Melee characters in here, that's how they're going to do it. Just redo that stage. Just redo it. Ground up. It'd be a beautiful stage. I would see over 100 stages in this game. And I say almost every stage. I can't say every stage because I doubt Miiverse will be coming back, unfortunately. There were just so many issues with that stage when it was announced. Spoilers, racist things. It was just a really bad thing, and unfortunately people abused it. And now with Mii's not being as the focus anymore in Nintendo's going forward, I just don't see Miiverse returning. That's why they may not say every stage. They'll say almost every stage. So I definitely see that. And leaning into that, I think they're going to talk about their online. I think online is going to be a very big portion of this Direct. They're really going to stress how this is going to be very different than the last two Super Smash Bros. Brawl and 4. Because the online was horrible on both those games. You could not get a good connection for these two games to play online almost any time. You never want to play online with these games, unfortunately. So I definitely think they're going to show off the online modes you can do, like the For Glory or For Fun. I hope they do a little bit better job with explaining that this time around and make it more customizable, because I wasn't a fan of For Glory or For Fun. Was never really good at them. And I also think they're going to talk about a test smash in early November or late October, where they're going to give a small little demo out. They want to test the servers and see how we do. probably going to be the E3 build of anything. And I'm going to say early November, late October, because it's going to be closer to the release day of the game. And if the game is data mined, which, by the way, it will be data mined for sure if it becomes a demo, it won't be a big loss on Nintendo, because they'll probably have announced almost everything for the game by that point. And it really gives them something for late October and November, early November to do, right before Pokemon comes out. It makes sense to do it then. There's not really a big game for October except Super Mario Party. It just makes people want to buy the online a little bit more. I mean, it would make sense to me. So I would think that would be cool. They're probably going to go over some modes too, like events, Smash runs, maybe a Smash tour, some special matches you can do, stuff like that, like Switch mode. I know people have been really wanting for a long time, where like each stock is a different character, which will be really, really cool. And maybe Sakurai might do that, but who knows. And I think the big thing they're going to really focus on in this Direct is, yes, every character was back, but now you'll see every character interact in a brand new way in the single player mode. Yes, I do believe a single player is coming, and I think it's going to be a new Subspace Emissary, or like an adventure style mode similar to Melee. I definitely think it'll be CG trailers though. I think that that's what they've really been focusing on, is trying to build a cohesive story for this game. And if this is the Ultimate Edition, I really think that if Sakurai really wants to do this game justice, a single player campaign would just, I would call this game of the year. To me, Sub-Base Emissary, yes, the gameplay was not the most the greatest. I mean, it was really kind of generic in its own sense. It was a glorified adventure mode, really. If you want to get technical, the enemies were very generic, but the story, there wasn't a story per se, but I just loved the interactions they had. It was fun watching Link battle Mario, or Bowser and Ganondorf teaming up, or Link meeting Yoshi, or Lucario finding Snake in a box. It was just perfect. I loved that, and I missed that in Super Smash Bros. 4. And so I'm hoping, and the reason Sakurai did it was, back in the day, he didn't like spoilers of people just copying and re-uploading the CGI trailers, or CGI movie. Which I can understand that, Sakurai is a very old school game developer. He likes the surprises. He likes to really work his hands to the bone. So I do understand where he's coming from. But, it's just, the fans love it no matter what. Fans will always love what he does. And I think if he does the story mode, this could be the final send-off for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because I doubt all these characters will be back next time. I don't believe every character will be back for next Smash Brothers. So why not send everyone off to the sunset and conclude the game that way? And that way, you can start fresh. You can, go back to the drawing board and just start fresh. But that I would love. I think that's going to show off the end. I think that's going to be the big surprise. Yes, there's a single player campaign, and it's going to blow your fucking mind. Pardon my language, but I really do think so. But what do you guys think about this Direct? Are you excited for it? Are you nervous? What fighter do you want to see? What information do you want? Or are you sick of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Let your comments down below. Let me know, guys. I cannot wait to hear about it. I will be doing a live reaction to this. Unfortunately, I'll be at work during the time. Unfortunately, this is coming on, so I will not wait until later that night, and I'll just do a live reaction when it's uploaded to YouTube, and we'll do it live with you guys. So join me then. Follow me on Twitter for more information about that, so you know what time I'll be doing that. It's probably gonna be around 5:30 Eastern time on Wednesday, so be prepared for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Catch you later, guys. Bye.